Hi there, this is Dan, KJ6FBW. I'm making this video today to show you this portable emergency UHF VHF radio setup. It's based on a Yaesu FT8800 dual band radio. It contains two 12-volt 7 amp hour batteries, so it can run quite a while on its own power. It has a built-in charger. You can plug in an AC cord here and charge the batteries while you're using the radio. This is a battery disconnect switch, so to power everything on, you just throw that switch. It's got a built-in voltmeter to show you the battery voltage and the charge voltage when you do have the charger hooked up, and you can tell when you've reached full charge. It's got a thermometer to measure internal case temperature. There's venting on the sides here. I've never had it get very warm, but just to keep an eye on that. It has an external speaker, and on the top here is a headphone jack, so when you plug in your headphones it disconnects the speaker. So if you're in a communications center, you get a little privacy and you can hear a lot better. One thing that you'll find very handy is right behind the radio head here is the data jack that's extended from the back of the radio, so you can plug in a cable to do programming or packet radio without getting under the chassis. Everything here is accessible. And here's a right angle connector for the antenna. It's got a LED indicator that indicates when the power supply is plugged in. And it's got some two sets of Anderson power poles here. You can actually provide power to another radio from these batteries, or if these batteries become depleted and you can't charge them, you can hook up an external battery and drive in. When you do that, you want to disconnect these batteries so the external batteries aren't trying to charge these depleted batteries and they're only running the radio. This has some built-in current limiting and a protection diode. You want to be careful when you hook up your batteries to a power supply that the internal circuitry of the power supply does not discharge the battery when the power supply is not on. So you put in a blocking diode to prevent that. And then you also have to limit the charging current. So that's also done with a 2 ohm resistor. So I will take a moment here and take this out of the case, and you can see the internals of it. We'll pause for a moment. Okay, now what I've done is I removed 4 screws from the bottom of the case and lifted out the entire chassis. It's all self-contained and as one piece. This is a front view, so you can see that we've removed the front bezel, which mounts the front panel. That's been mounted to a special bracket up on top here, and then that allows the head to be mounted. One thing nice about Yaesu radios, they have a simple Cat5 connection here, so you can make up a cable or buy one that's short rather than the 16-foot long that's available from Yaesu. And this is a switching regulator power supply that's used to charge the batteries. A power supply would be a lot bigger if it was intended to power the radio completely without the batteries. So to keep the size down and the cost down, this is intended only to charge the batteries. And with intermittent transmissions, this basically keeps up with any discharge that you're putting in when you transmit. So pretty much you can stay ahead of the game as long as this is plugged in. But it will run for quite a while on lower power. It just depends on how much you transmit. So we'll come around here to the right side here. And here you can see this is the data jack and the antenna cable. It just comes in, plugs into the back of the radio. Coming back around more, you can see the two 7.5 ampere hour 12-volt batteries, and they're bolted in with a bar that goes across the top. It's got some protection tubing on the threads here to keep from damaging the case. And we'll take the long way back around. And this is our other side here. So we'll come down a touch. And this is our protection diode current limit resistor. We've got our connections to the power pole. and the main battery disconnect switch. Now, it is possible to take off these top 4 screws and lift off the front panel, and then you can disconnect the cables and actually remove the panel. But this mechanism here, lifting the whole chassis out, is a lot easier. So one other thing that is nice is I've purchased a 12-volt battery booster box from Harbor Freight, our favorite place, and it has a 15 ampere-hour 12-volt battery built into it. You're able to get those on sale for about $50. So that's a self-contained battery charger. It has a float charger, and I went ahead and put some power poles on the front of that so I can connect my booster box to these power poles here and drive the radio to get some extra battery capacity. This was a prototype unit, and I will now show you the second follow-on unit, which is basically just a little bit smaller and is in a little different case. Okay, this will be one last shot, coming in for a close-up on the front panel. We'll come over here to show the voltmeter and thermometer. Coming back over is the speaker with the headphone jack on top, and back around you can see the data jack and antenna cable, and the head's powered up. So, and then over here on the right is where the AC cable plugs in, right next to the power poles. So anyway, I hope this has helped, folks. I did do all the metal work with this aluminum plate. If you're not into metalworking, you could probably do this with some masonite or thin wood. Probably not quite as strong, but you could probably get all the cutting done. Anyway, hope this helps. This is KJ6FBW signing off.